XRP. Rothschild owns 8.7% of the Ripple supply. Huge news! Hello guys, welcome to our channel. Today in this video, we're going to discuss about what's the secret behind XRP's supply and how much did Rothschild own the Ripple supply. But before we start the video, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe before leaving. Also hit that bell icon so that you get notified whenever we upload a new video. For now, let's get back to the video straight away. By securing the lion's share of XRP in escrow, people can now mathematically verify the maximum supply that can enter the market. While Ripple has proved to be a responsible steward of XRP supply for almost 5 years, and has clearly demonstrated a tremendous track record of investing in and supporting the XRP ecosystem, this lockup estimates any concern that Ripple could flood the market, which we pointed out before is a scenario that would be bad for Ripple.
Want to win an iPhone 12, maybe a MacBook Pro? How about $500 cash? You decide. All you have to do is comment the secret hidden message somewhere in this video and leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so we can keep affording these giveaways.
This move underscores Ripple's commitment to building XRP liquidity and a healthy and trust market. Long term, the value of digital assets will be determined by their utility. XRP has emerged as the only digital asset with a clear institutional use case designed to solve a multi-trillion-dollar problem, the global payment and liquidity challenges that banks, payment providers, and corporates face. Unlike other digital assets purely driven by unexplained speculation, real institutional customers are already using and finding value in XRP, and governments, regulators, and central banks are increasingly recognizing the role it could play in the global system. XRP goes beyond what Bitcoin does well, a store of value, and delivers transaction speed and throughput that is orders of magnitude faster than BTC or ETH. While other digital assets continue to bump against their transaction limits, XRP remains the fastest, most efficient, and most scalable digital asset in the world, making it the best digital asset for payments. It's no surprise that institutions are looking to XRP to provide much-needed on-demand liquidity for cross-border payments. Here's how the escrow works. The escrow feature in the XRP ledger allows parties to secure XRP for an allotted amount of time or until specific conditions are met. For example, escrow allows a sender of XRP to put conditions on exactly when a payment can be completed, so the payment remains cryptographically locked until the due date. We use escrow to establish 55 contracts of 1 billion XRP each that will expire on the first day of every month from months 0 to 54. As each contract expires, the XRP will become available for Ripple's use. You can expect us to continue to use XRP for incentives to market makers who offer tighter spreads for payments and selling XRP to institutional purchasers. We'll then return whatever is unused at the time of each month to the back of the escrow rotation. For example, if 500 million XRP remain unspent at the end of the first month, those 500 million XRP will be placed into a new escrow account set to expire in month 55. For comparison, Ripple has sold on average 300 million XRP per month for the past 18 months. Ripple's vision remains the same, to enable the Internet of Value in which money moves like information moves today, and XRP is at the heart. If you type Rothschild into Google, a myriad of conspiracy sites pop up to inform you that this family, together with the Rockefellers and Morgan families, rule the world. Staggering allegations are made that raise serious concerns. There are only 3 countries in the world without a Rothschild-owned central bank: Cuba, North Korea, and Iran. The U.S. Federal Reserve is a privately owned company controlled by the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and Morgans, and prints the money for the U.S. government. The true power of the Rothschilds goes far beyond the banking empire. They are also behind all wars since Napoleon. According to the Rothschilds website, they are indeed a global company, represented across the world. They openly state, No other advisor has deeper insight or breadth of connections in the UK than Rothschild. Rothschild has more than 40 years' experience in Southeast Asia. We have unparalleled experience in advising African sovereigns on credit ratings and debt raising, connecting Africa to international capital markets. Rothschild has an unrivaled depth of insight in the region, Central and Eastern Europe, and a long history of activity dating back to the 19th century, and so it continues for all regions in the world. So, Rothschild is everywhere, and the representation is through banking and banking serves. And as we all know, money is power. So the company or family then has tentacles everywhere, but I hate to be the one accusing them of ruling the world and causing all wars since Napoleon because they saw an opportunity to make unparalleled profits. Enter Brian Dunning of Skeptoid.com. He presents a weekly podcast on the truth behind conspiracy theories. He has much to reveal about the Rothschild conspiracy. According to Dunning, one of the Mayor Amsel Rothschild's earliest transactions for a friend, the Landgrave William, the Elector of Hesse, caused the enduring accusation of the family's involvement in wars, war, gold, and central banks. Napoleon was on the march through Europe, and the popular version of the story claims that William gave the entirety of his fortune to Mayer to protect it from being seized by Napoleon. Mayer was able to hide the money by sending it to his son Nathan in London. The London Rothschild office had to spend it somewhere and loan it to the British Crown in order to finance the British armies fighting Napoleon in Spain and Portugal in the Peninsular War. These savvy investments of William's money paid off handsomely, netting sufficient interest that their own wealth eventually exceeded that of their original nest egg client. This marked the birth of the Rothschild banking dynasty, according to Skeptoid. Throughout the 19th century, N.M. Rothschild and Sons in London filled the role now held by the International Monetary Fund, stabilizing the currencies of major world governments. They profited heavily, but they also provided a crucial international service. World Wars I and II, the cost of which exceeded the ability of either the Rothschilds or any other banks to finance, and resulted in the creation of the International Monetary Fund, marked the end of this part of the Rothschilds' business, reported Skeptoid. The claim that the Rothschilds took over the Bank of England has its origins in a transaction in 1825 when England's unregulated banks all went into crisis due to poor management of interest rates, reports Skeptoid. Nathan Rothschild had earlier bought huge amounts of gold from the struggling Bank of England at a fire sale price and sold it to the French National Bank. When the Bank of England suffered a liquidity crisis as depositors clamored for their funds, the bank was able to borrow that same money back from Nathan and thus averted disaster. So, according to this information, the Rothschilds didn't take over the Bank of England. They gave the bank a loan, which was paid back. In later years, one Rothschild descendant sat on the Bank of England's board for a time, but by no logic can it be defended that their 1825 transaction constituted taking them over. More evidence for the Rothschilds' reputation as a family that has most of its money in the world, and therefore most of the power, comes from the statement attributed to Nathan Rothschild. I don't care what puppet is placed upon the throne in England to rule the empire on which the sun never sets. The man who controls Britain's money supply controls the British Empire, and I control the British money supply. Very arrogant words that, according to Skeptoid, turned out to be a fabrication. I found no original source for the quote at all, though it's repeated in dozens of conspiracy books and on tens of thousands of conspiracy websites. I did a thorough search for all available newspaper archives from Nathan's lifetime and had some friends check various university library systems. No such quote appears in the academic literature. After such a thorough search, I feel confident stating that he never made such a statement. There is no doubt that the family, through its extensive banking interests, must exert immense power behind the scenes. It would be naive to think otherwise, but to make them out as the force that controls all world banks, put institutions like Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, China Construction Bank, Deutsche Bank, Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group, HSBC Holdings, BNP Paribas, China Post Bank, Soft Credit Agricole Group, Barclays PLC, Royal Bank of Scotland Group, JP Morgan Chase and Company, and many others in their employ. That is it for today, guys. We'll see you next time. Until then,